Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm very excited about this one. This is going to sound a little bit familiar if you follow my podcast or if you've seen the video podcasts here on YouTube. But we're going to go a little bit deeper, give you some more visual aids, and talk a little bit more about this in detail. So I want to dig deeper into the organs of the human body. Not only do I have a passion for it, but it's a huge part of what I do. And I feel like it's really important for us, especially when we're talking about health and fitness, to really know why we're doing what we're doing and how it's affecting our bodies as a whole. And so the organ system, the endocrine system, is really a huge part of that. It's a huge part. So today we're diving a little bit into the endocrine system, starting with the pineal gland. The pineal gland is pretty amazing. I talked about this, like I said, in my podcast, so if you already followed that, I promise we're going to talk about something a little bit different. So if you've already seen it, keep watching. So the pineal gland is a tiny endocrine gland in the middle of your brain that helps regulate melatonin production in your whole body. And that helps in turn with your body's circadian rhythm, which is basically your internal clock. So when you go to sleep at night and when you wake up in the morning, that's your internal clock telling you you've got to go to sleep at this time and you've got to wake up at this time. So melatonin not only helps you sleep well, but it helps prevent cancer because it blocks tumor growth, and it has a lot of other amazing benefits as well, including blood pressure regulation. So this is your visual aid. So this is the pineal gland right here, this little dot. It's very small. This teeny tiny little dot right here is what controls the melatonin production in your body. Now, melatonin, like I said, is hugely important. If you don't have enough, that's when we start seeing chronic sleep disorders and insomnia set in, which is why we have to make sure that our pineal glands are healthy. So the endocrine system, this is one small part of the endocrine system because the endocrine system is a huge network of several glands that produce the hormones throughout your body that help create different various functions throughout the body. So it pumps the hormones directly into the bloodstream, and once the hormones are in the bloodstream, they can then affect the organ system that it requires that hormone. So this whole entire system, which we will discuss in detail in future episodes, whether here on YouTube channel or on the podcast, we're going to be talking about the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, thyroid, parathyroid glands, adrenal glands, pineal gland, like we're talking about today, the pancreas, ovaries, and testes. So next month we're going to be talking about hormones, and that is going to be a really important subject because the whole endocrine system is hormones. So we're going to be breaking down those hormones. So for the future, I've got this, you can see, wrong visual aid. Here we go. So it is reversed for whatever reason, but the pituitary gland is right here down here, and this is the brain stem. So your spinal cord connects right here. So you've got your pituitary gland and your pineal gland. Those are two very small endocrine system parts of the endocrine system. So anyway, we'll discuss those in the future, specifically the pituitary gland and the thyroid, because those are really important. I have a lot of clients, especially women, who deal with thyroid issues. So that is a really important topic that we need to discuss. So I told you that melatonin has a lot of important functions. Some of those functions include blocking the risk of cancer through blocking tumor growth, but also improving cardiovascular health and blood pressure. So it's really important to have melatonin. Low melatonin is going to increase that cardiovascular risk. Not only that, but calcification of the pineal gland can actually lead to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. This is where the anti-aging aspect comes in, because it is natural to have a calcification as you age, but it's a gradual happening. And people with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's are known to have a premature calcification of the pineal gland. So if it happens too soon in your life or too quickly, that's when you have disorders like that setting in. So not only does the melatonin do all of this and the pineal gland control all of this, but it also helps with women and their menstrual cycles. So if your menstrual cycle is thrown off, then everything else just feels like crap, right? I mean, you've probably been through that situation before. So one of the greatest concerns is the calcification of the pineal gland, which blocks the melatonin production, or at least doesn't necessarily block it entirely, but it decreases the secretion of melatonin. It is extremely common. The reason why it's extremely common and becoming more of an issue is because there's an influx of fluoridation, whether it's in our water or our food system or other areas of our life, which I will talk about in a second. But we also have radiation and other outside toxins that are making it into our foods and water that is causing that calcification to happen prematurely. So in all of the research that I have done, the premature aging is directly correlated to the pineal gland and the function. So if you are concerned about aging too quickly, the pineal gland is where you want to look. It is not necessarily a surface level thing, but a hormonal level. If your hormones are off, the odds are of aging quicker are higher because your hormones are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And this is for every hormone: estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, melatonin, serotonin, dopamine, all of these things. If they are low or too high, you're going to have premature aging and other issues. And then again, this is where we see higher risk for Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, as well as migraines and cluster headaches, which a lot of people deal with nowadays. Yes, they can be environmentally focused, but they can also be hormonally based as well. This is a topic that has so many research studies done on it. It has so much more information that I'm going to be sharing here in the video. So if you are interested in this, please do your research and look into it, because it's a very fascinating subject. Now, I don't want to scare you. I mean, obviously that's not my job. Everything that I do is based on a beautiful life. I want to empower you. I want you to be empowered to take control of your health and fitness and your wellness. So I will tell you that even though there is an increased risk of sleep disorders nowadays with all of the mental health issues and the pineal gland being calcified because of all of these outside sources, you've got pesticides and everything all around us all the time, it is reversible and it is controllable. So do not worry. The number one cause of calcification is fluoride. This is why I always push filtered water. It is the best option. Never should you ever be drinking tap water or using tap water, even if you're boiling it. It should never be an option. Fluoride is in a lot of other things though. It's in our toothpaste, it is in our mouthwash, and it is in our water, and it's in a couple of other things, including our pharmaceuticals. It's in pretty much every dental product that gets put into your mouth during a dental visit. It's in mechanically deboned meat. It can be found in processed foods and drinks, Teflon pans, air contaminants, pesticides, non-organic teas. The list goes on, but those are the main places where you can find fluoride in higher amounts, especially dental products. Those are the ones that you're going to find it in the most. Fluoride for years has been touted as being good for dental hygiene, taking down bacteria and helping enamel. Unfortunately, this is completely untrue. The opposite is true. In fact, it actually breaks down enamel, causes cavities, and increases risk of bacterial growth in the mouth. It's just not worth it, guys. Go for fluoride free as much as possible. In fact, I have a graph here, which you saw a little bit. So this down here is use of fluoride in the 1950s in children was about 10% of kids. Now, since then, going all the way up here in 2004, 41% is the national average of kids between 12 and 15 years old using fluoride. So if you can see the upward trend of fluoride use, the reason why is because the pharmaceutical and dental industry has pushed that we need fluoride. The reason why for this, and you can call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but the reason for this, and it has been proven, is that the dental association and the pharmaceutical industry has pushed fluoride because they want you to keep coming back to them. They want you to keep buying their products. They don't want you to get better, right? There are a few dentists that are fantastic. I will just say that. So this does not by any means mean all dentists are horrible. I'm just saying always request fluoride free when you can. Okay, so how do you reverse it? That's the big question you're probably all asking. Well, we can use essential oils. Essential oils are by no means going to fix the problem altogether. You got to combine them with other things, but essential oils are a great start. I highly recommend buying the most natural organic form that you can, and even if you can find food grade, that's fantastic as well. So the 3 best oils are sandalwood, frankincense, and oregano. In fact, there is a specific oil, which I have down here. This is called oregano. So this can be internally ingested and it can be applied topically. It is a bit harsher than an essential oil. So if you want something more delicate, go ahead and go for an essential oil. This one, it can be taken, like I said, internally, but it has to be done in a short period of time because it can actually start breaking down good bacteria. So you want to be careful. Always do doctor recommendation as far as that is concerned anytime you're taking anything internally. And whenever you're using any food grade essential oils, you always want to read the label because you don't want to overdose. You can overdose on them, and so just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. But the best way and the safest way is to just diffuse your oils. So if you get sandalwood, frankincense, and oregano, you can actually use all 3 together and you can diffuse them into your bedroom or your living room or wherever you're working, your home office. Now, the second thing is everyone is low in magnesium. I've talked about this so many times in the past. I am a coffee drinker and I love black tea, so I am low in magnesium. I know this. In fact, I drank black tea earlier today. But why is everyone low in magnesium? Is it just because of the caffeine? No, it's because of stress. It's because of physical and mental stress. It's about sleeplessness. It's about a bunch of other things. It can be imbalances in other areas of your body. So supplementing with magnesium is always a good idea. However, supplements you have to be very careful about. You want to get them as natural as possible. I highly recommend an organic calcium magnesium supplement that's going to combine the calcium and magnesium to make absorption a little bit better. Okay, so if you want to keep away from the supplements and you want to go with something a little bit easier, you can add actually a powder to your drink, and this is called Calm. It's a stress drink powder. I recommend this to all of the coffee drinkers out there. Once you drink your coffee, a scoop of this, you can do it before bed because it does tend to make you a little bit sleepy, or just directly after your coffee. If you're drinking water directly after, it's going to replace those magnesium stores. Anytime you're drinking anything that's a diuretic, it's always a good idea. Finally, we have chlorella and spirulina. They help detoxify your body, which is amazing. These can be found in tincture form, supplement form. Again, anytime you're using a detoxifying product, you really want to be careful and you want to make sure that you have a professional telling you how to use these, and always read the bottle. But cacao powder in its most natural raw form and apple cider vinegar also help really well. Never take shots of apple cider vinegar. Just want to put that out there. It can actually burn your esophagus and break down the enamel of your teeth. So you want to always fill an 8-ounce cup of water, filtered water, and put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. You can drink this in the morning before breakfast. And you can even add lemon water and a pinch of cayenne pepper for a weight loss kick. It's a little trick for you. But it helps decalcify the pineal gland as well as get your metabolism going for the rest of the day. And of course, removing any additives or artificial ingredients from your body, from your daily routine is going to help enormously. Removing any artificial ingredients, sweeteners, additives, anything like that, colors and dyes, that will allow for removing of fluoride in your food. So I hope that you learned something today. If you have any questions regarding the pineal gland or any of the endocrine system or even fluoride, please feel free to reach out. I am so excited to be able to dig deeper into these body systems with you guys. And I think next week we're going to be cooking together, which I'm very excited about. But for now, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I cannot wait to dig deeper into the endocrine system with you guys. and give you help share with you how important whole body wellness from a functional perspective is. So with that said, thank you for joining me today. Until next time.